What's going on, you guys? What's going on? What is going on, you guys? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 17, Episode 8. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What's the tea and what is going on, you guys? I was sitting up here trying to share this live to Twitter right about now. But what's going on, you guys? We're here for a review, y'all, and I'm ready to get into it. And all of that stuff. I was laying in my bed and I just decided that I'm just gonna get up here and put me on a nice little shirt for the people and stuff like that. So, I'm just, I try my best to get up here and be a little bit presentable. As of lately, I have been a little relaxed. I come on here with a white beater on at times and with just a little necklace on and just be done with it. But I just want to get back into putting on clothes and stuff and just because when I went home to Mississippi, child, I went and got me some more clothes, because I still got a closet full of clothes back home in Mississippi. So when I went to Mississippi about 2 weeks ago, I brought home more clothes. And baby, this closet in here can't even fit all the clothes that I brought. So I might have to hold off on the clothes, but other than that, you feel what I'm saying? That's just the gist of that. But we got a couple of things to talk about tonight on this live. We definitely do. I got a couple opinions on everybody tonight. I got some things to say tonight, and I just want to say that my Twitter timeline has been in shambles. My Twitter timeline has been in shambles. All I see is K Michelle, Drew, K Michelle, Drew, Porsha, K Michelle, Drew, Porsha. Okay, I'm like, can I please get my timeline back? Can I please get my timeline back? That's all I really want for the people, is for me to have my timeline back. But I just got to be honest here. Regardless of anything, Real Housewives of Atlanta is good this season. Real Housewives of Atlanta is very good this season. I am very much so entertained. I'm loving this season. I don't care what nobody say. I think that everybody's clocked in and doing what they're supposed to do. Even the people y'all don't like. I'm enjoying this show for what it's given. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm very much so enjoying this season. I'm enjoying it way more than I did last season. Although I enjoyed last season for the most part, but I just want to know right now, can y'all hear me well with this mic? I ain't got my headphones in. The only reason why I've been wearing my headphones is because my speakers are kind of busted over here, and I hate the sound of busted speakers and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Okay, you're glowing. Please read the Mean Girls down. I just don't know where y'all going. I don't know if anyone's going to side with me or not. I don't know, because I got so many different opinions. I got opinions on people that I like. I got opinions on people that I don't like. I just don't know where people are going to sit with me when it comes down to this. I just don't know. But that ain't really what I'm worried about. I'm just worried about giving a good review. That's all. Before we get started, let me see what moderators are in here. I see Naturally Nola 504. I see Parker Boy. I see Payne. I see Ya. I see Norris, the Jail Slayer. I think that's all the moderators that are here. So, and Bria, Aaliyah, Brittany. I see them too. Okay, so y'all know what to do. We're about to get into the 5-minute mark. So I need all the moderators that are here to make sure the chat is clean, make sure that everybody's engaging, make sure that everybody's respectful, and also make sure everybody's lighting this chat up with nothing but the flame emojis as we get ready to go into this 5-minute mark. So go ahead and light this chat up so I can get lit up, so we can definitely get into the things of the things. All right. Let me pull out my notes, because my notes is right here on this phone. So where they at? And we at the 5-minute mark. So here we go. These are my notes. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we're going to start this thing off with Kelly. Okay. Now, I don't know what it is about Kelly's mom and her grandmother, but I enjoy them. I really need to see more of Kelly's mom and grandmother. I really want to see more of that, because they were a hoot in that scene. I don't know about y'all, but I was definitely enjoying the scene that she had with her mama and grandmama. It was funny. They seem to be funny, and I want to see more of that, because this entire, and I feel like, for the most part, people keep on saying that all Kelly does is talk about Porsha, but I think, yeah, she does talk about Porsha, but I do think that Kelly has a story that she is telling. She's talking about the struggles with being a single mother, the struggles with her businesses. Like, she's talking about that. She's not just talking about Porsha. She's also talking about what's going on with her businesses in her real life as well. So I think that that's just a ploy that people use to say that she ain't doing shit. But Kelly is actually clocked in this season. She really is. So it is what it is. So her original location in McDonough is doing very well, but her Sandy Springs location is not doing too well at this particular moment. And she's saying that normally when she's opening up a new location or a new business, they normally are able to break even and make good money. But right now at this point, it's not happening that way. So they're going through a couple of financial things at this moment. So she was telling her mama and her grandmama that, you know, she did the numbers and the child support is up to $50,000. And at this point, the divorce has affected her mental health. I can only imagine how this divorce has, you know, affected her mentally, just due to the fact that he's controlling her pockets. She's got to come out of all this money. He's trying to take everything from her. And not to mention, she starts crying about not being able to film with her girls that she has with him. And I think that that's kind of foul to do, because you know that this show is a part of her money and it's a part of, you know, the way that she takes care of her family. So I think that that's kind of fucked up when you know that this is a show that is based on her real life and her real life struggles, and her kids are a part of her real life. So you want to take something from that and take food out of those same kids' mouths that you don't want on camera. That's kind of fucked up. But that's the same thing that Mark Daly was doing to Kenya Moore when she was going through her divorce, and he didn't want Brooklyn to be on camera. But my whole question was, well, why can't Brooklyn be on camera then? Like, why are you trying to take that away from Kenya when all she's trying to do is make her money and not have to ask you for shit? You know what I mean? And I feel like these dudes, when they get these divorces and shit, they be wanting to do the absolute most, and they act like they don't want their ex-wives or baby mamas to ask them for shit. But then when it come time for their baby mamas to do some shit like a reality show, they just want to sit up here and just, you know, do weird shit. Oh, you're not gonna film with our kid, knowing that that's a part of the job. You feel what I'm saying? So I do kind of feel bad for Kelly when it come down to that particular situation. Let me look at what Parker Boy just said. So he says that the Sandy Springs in McDonough is out of my way being the reason I've not checked out her restaurant. That is true, because I'm on the south side, and Sandy Springs is like, well, that's where Carl used to live. Tramiel lives in Sandy Springs still. Sandy Springs is a 40-minute drive from where we at. We way out here in South Fulton and College Park and all this shit. So that's like 40 minutes away from us. McDonough is like another 30 minutes away from us. McDonough is over there where Sakina is. But Sakina has been her restaurant because that's right there in her area, but it's 30 minutes away from me. So it is kind of far, but Sandy Springs is far, but McDonough not really that far from me. Like it you know, it's a little bit of a road trip, but it ain't number 30 minutes. Hell, I'm from Mississippi. Most things are 30 minutes. But yeah. What else is going on here? So then she says that she feels like her ex-husband is just trying to control her and basically trying to make her be dependent on him. In so many words, you've divorced me. We got all this shit going on, and I don't want you to have shit. I want you to be dependent on me. I want you to be miserable. I want you to be at my mercy because of everything that we've had going on. And I've done a lot of disrespectful shit to you, and I don't really give a fuck about the disrespectful shit that I've done to you, but I still want you to pay. Although I'm no longer with you, I still want to make you suffer, although we're no longer together. I think that's the sickest shit that you can ever do to a person. I'm the type of person where if I'm breaking up with you and I don't want to be with your ass no more, then baby, there's no need for me to be trying to do anything to make you feel like you gotta, you know, go, you know, to make you feel like you have to be in a place to where you gotta be miserable to be in my presence, or like you got to be a part of the misery club. You know what I'm saying? To just do what you do. I don't think that that's cool, and I don't think that that's really right, to be quite honest. Like I don't like that. Like Once somebody lets you go, let them the fuck go. Like, you ain't got to do all that extra shit. But that's exactly what these men be doing, especially these men that got money. But that's what happens when you're pretty and you're dating an ugly ass nigga who's only dating you to be a trophy wife. And then when you get the strength to leave and look out for your own goddamn self, and then they can't handle that. She says that she's dating somebody new. They've been dating for the last year. His name is Jarvis. Of course, that's an alias name. That's not his real name. That's the name that they're going with, is Jarvis. But that was pretty obvious that wasn't his real damn name. But she says that Jarvis has made her feel well. He's making her happy and all of those great things. And the mama and the grandmama, they like him and stuff like that. And I can tell you like this: when you're dating somebody, when your mama likes them or your family likes them, that's always a motherfucking plus. Okay. Cause listen, I don't bring a lot of people to my mama. So when I bring you to my mama, I like your ass when you meet my mama. When you meet my motherfucking mama, that means you in there. Okay. You spend time with my mama, you in there. So that means I really like you once you see my mama. Okay. Cause no. Okay. Period. But I think that's it for Kelly. So we can move on. Let's get into K. Michelle. So K. Michelle is going to a dentist and she's getting prepared. She gets prepared to get her teeth taken out. So I'm guessing she's getting some new teeth in her mouth. I don't know what happens with, because I know she had veneers and I don't know how veneers work. I think you have to get them replaced ever so many years, I believe. And I don't know how they do veneers. I don't know if they just glue them in your mouth or what, but I know that with the work that I had done on my mouth, these are crowns on my mouth. They're not veneers. A lot of times people ask me, are they natural? And when I say they're not, they be like, well, did you get veneers? And I say no. Then they ask, are they dentures? No, they're not dentures. Absolutely not. There are definitely crowns, and they were drilled in my mouth. Like this whole top was drilled. All of those are crowns. They were drilled into my mouth. Still pay them folks every week. Every time I get paid, they take their money out my check every week. And I ain't mad at it. Okay. I ain't mad at it at all. Money well spent, honey. Okay. That with my insurance. Well, money spent. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and get into the next part. So she says that she's been calm and and I'm like, girl, you ain't been calm at all. Like, you are paranoid. And in the words of Ghetto Boys, my mind's playing tricks on me. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Because that's exactly what's going on. Like, my mind is playing tricks on me. What's my sign? My sign is Aquarius, honey. I'm an Aquarius with a Taurus moon and a Leo rising, honey. Okay, extra stubborn. Okay. Then she says that this dynamic is weird. It might be weird for you because of the things that's going on within the group, but there is a lot of fakeness that's going on in the group. I definitely can tell you that much, and I'm definitely gonna get into what the fakeness is in this very next scene. K. Michelle pretty much confronted Fedra about the plot. Fedra claims that she don't know nothing about it. And she claims that she's going to let Fedra off the hook simply because it turns her on to know that someone knows not to play with her. K, girl, like, if Fedra was a part of the plot, then why are you letting her off the hook? That's the main person that needs to be watched, because we know what she's capable of, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, anyhow, the dental assistant comes in, and then K. Michelle sees her, and I guess she's pretty to K, and she's like, oh my God, I could never allow you to be my man's dental assistant looking like this, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, I hate to be the one to say this, but why would that be? Like, you the one who just sat on Club Shay Shay and said that you let your man fuck other people and you watch. So why would this dental assistant be any issue for you if you can sit there and watch him fuck other bitches? I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, that's it. Like, so if you can watch that, I'm sure you can watch two medical professionals fucking. I'm just being honest here. Like, I just got to call a spade now. I tell somebody, I don't know, she could be your dental assistant looking like that. Well, girl, if you can set up here and said you to watch them fuck other bitches before, then why would this be an issue? I'm just asking. Am I wrong for asking? I'm just asking. But, you know, to each his own. But anyway, let me see. So the next part is we go into Phaedra, Porsha, Drew, and Angela, the fake foursome. Now, let me tell y'all, right? I know that this is the team that the masses love so much. Everybody goes up for these four women. Everybody loves this little team. Oh my God, this is the winning team. But baby, this team is fake as hell. Okay, so y'all going up for this team because y'all like certain individuals. But my thing is, I'm not going up for Nan's side, honestly. I like the women individually, but this whole team, this whole Destiny's Child ass group that's Phaedra, Porsha, Drew, and Angela is fake as hell. I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it's fake. The shit fake. Like, it's just so fake and phony. Okay, just last season, Porsha was sitting up here accusing Drew of fucking her baby daddy the whole season, saying that she was fucking for tracks the whole season. Then Phaedra, no, Angela, then with Angela, Porsha said that she was gonna fuck her husband. And then with Angela, you know, she was saying that Phaedra was plotting against her with some random ass dude. But now, y'all bosom buddies, it's fake. It's fake. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. And just watching them four together and stuff like that, it's just fake. It's fake. And I know the people gonna be mad at me for calling it what I see it. But these are plastics. This is the plastic group. Y'all can call the other group miserable all you want to, but these motherfuckers is plastic to me. I'm just being for real. Let's see. So Phaedra says that she has taken a liking to Angela, or whatnot. So, and I guess that's a great thing, you know, whatever. Phaedra then reveals that K. Michelle says that Porsha and Drew were the ones that were scheming, and Porsha says that it doesn't make sense. And it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Like this whole, I think, and the reason why it don't really make sense is because she's not telling everything. All we know is that she got a phone call. And from what I could gather is that the phone call could have been a production call, because that's what they do at times. Production can sit here and tell you shit and make you activate for no goddamn reason. But at the same point in time, do I think that it's a possibility that there could have been some type of scheme where they could have been, you know, there could have been a scheme somewhere where somebody was doing this and somebody was doing that? I'm not really sure if it was Porsha and Drew that was cooking up a scheme, but it definitely could have been production, because that's what they do. You know, K. Michelle really wasn't activated yet. So all they need to do was play on her emotions and get in her ear and say, Porsha and Drew talking about you, girl. Porsha and Drew talking about you, girl. Porsha and Drew talking about you, girl. And just make her go the fuck off, because they already know what her true feelings are about being in an ensemble group. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it still don't make any sense. It don't make sense. But with Housewives, there's always a plot somewhere behind the scenes. I mean, remember Candace? She was talking about the stuff with Monique and the baby not being her husband's and all this other stuff. And it's always a plot somewhere, so you can't just necessarily rule it out. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, I do feel like Monique actually explained the plot that was going on with her behind the scenes would be better, because she explained it better. K. Michelle was sloppy with her explanation, so it's making her look crazy. But it's indefensible, because you're giving selective energy to people. Like, if Porsha and Drew were both in on this scheme, then I think that they both should have the same amount of energy that you're giving to one particular person. You're giving all of your shit to Drew. And I don't necessarily feel like it should be directed at Drew by herself if it wasn't Drew by herself. The same energy that you're giving Drew, you need to get that shit to Porsha. Either way, it doesn't make sense and you look crazy. That's just the truth of the matter, and it's not defensible. Regardless of what anybody think about me, if it don't make sense, whether I like you or not, I'm gonna say it don't make sense. And it don't make sense. It's not. But I'm still Team K Michelle though, but it don't make sense. And I ain't gonna try to sit up here and try to make it make sense. Like, and I'd be wasting my time trying to make this shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? So what else is going on here? Porsha says that she was trying to be friends with Kay. She was really open arms with Kay, but she doesn't think that Kay is ready for her type of friendship. And that's a honest way of looking at it. I mean, she just might not be ready for the type of friendship that you are willing to give her. She just might not be. And that's just the way it's gonna have to be at this point. Like, if she ain't ready, then she ain't ready. You feel what I'm saying? Let's see. But that's all I could really say about that, because like I think for the most part, from what I've seen, I think that people are opinions are split on this situation. Although on Twitter, it looks like everybody is against Kay on Twitter. But when I look at YouTube, the opinions are split. So it's a little different. But all I gotta say is, I just feel like Kay is not giving what she needs. If you're gonna give all this energy to Drew, then you might as well give it to fucking Porsha. To be honest, you feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. Anyhow, we get into Porsha. I think Lauren and Mama Diane is at her house. And they discuss Mike coming to Dallas, and they're all so up in arms about Mike and his big arms coming to Dallas. This fake ass, made for TV ass relationship that Porsha's trying to sell to people is not working. It ain't working. It don't even seem like it is real. And we're talking about fake schemes. It feels like it is what it is. Like, I don't know, but it's not real, and I'm not even feeling it. Like, I don't like it. It's not real. I don't think that Porsha. I think that this whole thing with Porsha and this man and Sway, even though Porsha is still with Sway, based off of what I've seen on social media, Porsha is still with Sway. But I just think that the add-on to this man is really fake. It's not giving real at all. It's not giving real. It's giving fake. Like, everything about it. But everybody clocked how fake that shit was from the very beginning. Any damn way. Everybody already clocked it. But she says that Mike's deal breaker is having a baby. So you don't want to have another kid, basically, because PJ is getting older. You don't want no big gaps. So is that what it is? Like, why you don't want to have no kid with Mike? Oh, because he's not your man for real. And this shit is all fake and phony, basically. That's all you got to tell me. If you ain't going to tell me nothing else, just tell me that this shit fake. Just tell me that this shit fake and it ain't worth a damn, ain't worth nobody's time to talk about. That's all you got to say. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? If that's what it is, then that's what it is. Then they start talking about how Mike was crashing out and how he showed up to her house. And then, Dennis was at the end of the driveway and all this other stuff. And I just feel like, so then they said that Sway checked in to see if she's still dating Mike. And Porsha did say that she's still messing around with Mike or dating Mike, fucking Mike, sucking Mike, whatever she doing with Mike. She told Sway. And apparently Sway wants a kid too, but Porsha said, well, Sway can have a baby. I ain't got to have no baby. Sway can have a baby. So basically you saying that you don't mind having a baby with Sway, but you don't want to have a baby with Mike. Okay. Then the snake is delivered to their house. Baby, I would have died because I don't play around with snakes. That's just one thing I don't do. I don't play around with animal snakes, and I don't play around with human snakes. Okay. So let's get into Shamea and Kelly. Okay. So Shamea is meeting with Shadina. They're at the surrogacy clinic, and from what it sounds like, they only have one male embryo. They only have one male embryo. And Shamea is breaking down because she knows that Gerald really wants a son. And I know, y'all, I know that she's saying she don't have to carry for Sway. I know exactly what she's saying. I think y'all missed what I was saying. I was saying, so she don't mind having a baby with Sway, but she don't want to have no baby with Mike. That's what I said. I know that Sway can carry it. I know exactly what she was saying. So I just want to let that be known. But anyway, Shamea starts breaking down and she's crying because, as I said already, she knows that Gerald wants another child, preferably another son. I feel like this. And I ain't telling nobody how to run their marriage or run their relationship or nothing like that. Like, I ain't trying to tell nobody how to do any of that. But I just feel like Gerald is being unfair. I feel like he's being completely unfair to Shamea, and I don't think that's really cool. I don't think that's right. I don't like how he's moving with her. And I think that it's kind of fucked up that she's put in this predicament to where she got to ignore her own health or whatever she has to ignore and just focus on what the fuck he wants. And I don't really think that that's right. Because y'all, she went through a miscarriage and all this other shit. Y'all got a sick child in Shiloh and you're already trying to push her to have another baby. And I get that you're older and you want this son, and it could be for other reasons. Because, you know, a lot of men want sons for different reasons. You feel what I'm saying? Like they do. But for whatever the reason may be, I just feel like it is fucked up, to be honest. Like I do think that it's fucked up, to be honest. You feel what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. That's just how I feel about it. Like, I just think he's not being fair to her, and she's already believing that if she doesn't have this baby for him, then he's gonna leave her. And if he leaves her over not being able to give her a son, then that's kind of messed up to me. Kelly is there to support her, and then she pretty much was talking about how he had a problem with her doing like a love scene. And it was this movie that she was in, and she had to do a love scene with this guy. And at first he told her how proud of her that he was. And then he turned around and admitted that he had an issue with her doing the love scene. And now she is considering quitting acting. And I'm like, so now you want to quit acting because of what this nigga said? I'm sorry, y'all, but I understand that Gerald is her husband. I definitely get it. I definitely understand. I get that is her husband. She gonna do whatever she can to please that husband. And I get it. I totally get it. But I feel that it's not fair to her, if that makes sense. I don't think that that's fair because she wants to be an actress. Like, she's been an actress, like, you know, just like she was in the TLC movie right alongside Drew. So she's been doing acting, you know, here and there. That's something that she wants to do. And you mean to tell me that now she's thinking about quitting it due to the fact that you don't like a love scene that she was in, or because she had to kiss a man. If you know that she's an actress, then you know that that's gonna come with the territory. But ugh, girl, I don't know. And then when Shadina came up in there, they was talking about how this is her last male embryo and the precautions that she needs to take if it don't take. And then Shadina asked, "Have you ever, thought about purchasing eggs and all this other stuff, like purchasing eggs from a sister and all the other stuff?" And she was like, "That'll be weird to have my sister's eggs. It won't be my child; it'll be my sister's child, and all this other stuff." So yeah, purchasing somebody else's eggs is kind of crazy, but you know, it is what it is. But there's some people that be online and they be like, "Well, Shamea got a rich husband. She just need to sit down, be a rich, kept wife, and just go on about her business." But that's not the highlight of everybody's life, though. Yeah, the riches are great. She can buy whatever bag she want and all this other stuff, but it's kind of like, what can she have for herself? Because when it's over with, all y'all gonna say is, "Where what she got now, she ain't got enough for herself. Her husband was the one who was taking care of her." That's what y'all gonna say. So that's why she wants to establish her own. I don't see anything wrong with her trying to establish her own. Girl, do it. That's how I feel. But she need to have that conversation with her husband. We get into Kelly. She's talking to her oldest daughter. She is giving her a college agreement. The daughter asks about the new location, and she's just basically telling her how the new location is not really doing it well, but she's doing the best that she can for the most part, and that's just that. And the daughter is asking for a car, and Kelly says she ain't getting no car right now. She probably ain't getting no car right now because it's probably not in her budgets. Okay, to do it, like it's probably not even in her budget to go get her no damn car, and that just might be what it is. I mean, it's just but I was like, it's good to see at least one of her kids on the show. And she's in college and stuff like that. And seeing these kids that I grew up, like grew up with their parents and stuff, and seeing these kids graduate from high school and shit, I'd be like, damn, we old. Shit, we almost 40. Anyway, moving on. So let's get into Porsha. So she goes out to eat with Sway. What's going on down here? I think you may be in the wrong chat, baby. I think you might be in the wrong chat. I think you're trying to text somebody, because I know you ain't talking to none of us up in here. So I think you in the wrong chat, baby. Yes, yeah, I don't think they realize they in the wrong chat, child. Where we at? I'm sorry, y'all. Because that kind of threw me off right then. So she goes out to eat with Sway. Apparently they met 10 years ago, but then Porsha said that it's 8 or 9 or 10. They're trying to figure that part out. And I'm like, okay. So then as they're sitting there vibing and talking and flirting and doing whatever, she asks Porsha, does she see herself in a long-term relationship with a woman? And I think that is a fair question. I don't think that Porsha has ever been in no relationship with no woman. I just think she likes to fuck women. And I'm not judging it if that's what she wants to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't judging. There are some women that wants to be in long-term relationships with men, but they like to have fun with women on the side. And if that's what they choose to do, then that's what they choose to do. You feel what I'm saying? That's what they like to do. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. But where am I at? But yeah, so that's what I think. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that was a fair question. I think that's why he was asking some real questions there. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. Porsha says that she's exploring, which is her right. Sway says that she wants to be locked down and she wants to carry a child. And Porsha says that they are dating. Basically, she's pretty much confirming that they're dating. Let me look at some comments before we get started. I said this on Twitter. I think Sway is interested in being in a long-term relationship, but Porsha sees Sway as an experiment. She just wants to get her poon cash ate right now. That could possibly be true. I mean, that is one of those things where you are a person's. I think that Sway is Porsha's experiment, and Porsha's trying to figure out if this is what she wants, because I've been a Sway. I've been somebody's experiment before. Y'all know I don't mind telling my shit. I've been a person's experiment before. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth of the matter. I have been. And I already knew what it was, so I didn't fall for nothing. It's just what it was. But that was a long time ago. I would never be nobody's experiment at this point, especially not now, because I'm taken. But for the most part, I wouldn't dare be nobody's experiment if I wasn't taken. But I've been there before, and but I knew what to do. I knew not to fall for them because they don't see me like that. But I don't know. But it may be genuine. I'm not gonna take that from Porsha. It might be a little genuine. It might be a little bit. Let me see. I truly think that Kandi has a lot to do with Shamea and Porsha's issues. To be honest, I don't know why y'all think that. Honestly, I don't know why y'all be so quick to make Kandi the scapegoat or the fall guy for the issues that's going on with Shamea and Porsha, because those issues with Shamea and Porsha were already there. Like, it's pretty clear that, you know what I'm saying, they were there, with or without Shamea being close to Kandi. I don't see how this is Candi's fault that Shamea and Porsha got issues. Why would that be Candi's fault? Why would Kandi have anything to do with it? And you know what? You're not the only one that says that though, but I see people say that a lot. I'm like, but what Kandi got to do with it? I say this shit all the time. what Kandi got to do with it? What Kandi got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But yeah. So we're gonna move on to Fedra's healing event. K. Michelle and Pinky are riding together. Drew arrives on time. But as K. Michelle and Pinky are on their way to get Shamea, K. Michelle tells Pinky what her ex was saying. And she was basically saying that her ex had called her on the phone, and she says that, her and her ex are still cool. Casting really, he knows about this and he doesn't care about them being cool because she knows that they are cool and friendly. Which I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm cool with a lot of my exes. Now, am I talking to them on the phone? Absolutely not, especially not now. But it's been a lot of exes that have, especially at this point, have been reaching out to me. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you and all this other shit. They do that now, but I'm cool with a lot of my exes. Maybe like one or two that I don't really fuck with, but for the most part, I'm cool with a lot of my damn exes. One of them, some of them are friendly. Some of them, if I see you, I speak. We have small dialogue or whatever. It's one ex in particular that told me that he wanted to meet Bando. And I'm like, you do? Why? Why? And wanted me to meet his damn boyfriend. Why? But I guess. But she was basically saying that she doesn't understand why Porsha didn't tell her that she was dating her ex and she was bringing her into this friend group. I'll give you my opinions about this later into this whole healing party that Fedra is throwing. So they pick up Shamea. Kelly shows up and she's not emotionally there. So it's pretty clear that that Kelly is going through some things and she's not necessarily in the best of places. but she's still, she's still coming along trying to be there. They, I think they was all on a pool or some shit like that. Shamea damn near was sinking into the damn ground. Then she got up, and then they were all like, they were doing that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. So then Cynthia said she had the flight to catch and she had to leave early. So, she's gone. So then they sit down at the table and K. Michelle finally addresses the plot situation. And she says that she had gotten a phone call and, she was told that Phaedra, Porsha, and Drew were trying to plot on her and bring up stuff about her. And Porsha wanted to know what it was. And Kay was like, why do I need to tell you what it was when you know what you're doing? The thing is, Kay, you don't know if that girl doing it or not. I mean, if you're going to bring it to the table, you might as well bring every single morsel to the damn table. Like, you need to bring everything to the table because in order for this to make sense, you have to make it make sense. And the more that you're talking, the more it's not making fucking sense, Kay. It's not making sense. And you got to make, like, I'm glad that you're putting it on the table and you're putting it out there and you're addressing the people you need to address, like everybody was saying all last weekend. But my thing is, you're still not saying the things you need to say. Tell them what they were trying to bring up. Tell them who called you. But then again, if it was some producing shit, then of course she's gonna mask it as a phone call. But whatever happened, it needs to make sense. And this is the reason why people are very much so are suspicious of whether or not this is something that you stirred up on your own. You feel what I'm saying? So it has to make sense, to be honest, but it's not making sense. So then she explains why she was closed off to Porsha. She said one of the first things was she saw how Porsha treated Kelly at that tea and when she revealed things to the girl at that thing and whatever, right? So then after that, I think she said the whole miscarriage thing and stuff like that. So she was basically breaking down why she kind of pulled back from Porsha. And my thing is, I do agree with everything she said when it came down to why she pulled back from Porsha. Because if you're sitting back and you're getting to know a person and you're seeing the way that they move, and if it doesn't align with your way of thinking, then it's kind of like, okay, I can't fuck with this. I can't fuck with her. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how far I can go with her because this is what she's doing. So I did understand that part. But then when Drew started speaking, she started giving all this energy to Drew. But my thing is this, just as level-headed as you was with Porsha, you should have been just as level-headed when it came down to fucking Drew at the end of the day, because it's not making sense. Why are you popping off so quickly at Drew when Porsha is the main person you really need to be giving it to? But I don't even think you should be giving it to her nor Drew, because I don't really think it's that deep for anybody to be yelling and screaming about it, to be quite honest. Like, for real, I really don't. And your smoke is not making sense. It's just not making sense. And it's not defensible. Like, I can't sit here and defend this, Kay. Still team you though, but it's not defensible. It's not making sense. And I don't see how anybody can defend it. To be real, I don't see how anybody can, because it's not making sense. Like, I need more, because if I don't get more, then it's just going to be ruled out as, girl, this was some production ready-made microwavable bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear nothing else about Black. Fuck Black. Okay, I don't want to hear about Black. We need to move on from the Black conversation. And we do need to move on from the Drew conversation, to be quite honest. You feel what I'm saying? And to be quite honest, maybe she Maybe she was coming at Porsha the way that she did because she really liked Porsha and cared for Porsha in a sense. I mean, I don't know. That could be what it is. I don't know, but it still don't look right. Like if you're gonna be level headed with the whole playing field. Don't just be level headed with one bitch and then go to the next one and then give her all this goddamn energy. Like it's crazy to me, but it is what it is. If you're gonna show some receipts, so you're just gonna have to shut the fuck up. That's just how I feel about it. So then K Michelle brings up all the stuff that her ex had told her about Porsha. And Porsha was, as K Michelle was basically telling her the situation, it was kind of like, she was basically saying, Porsha was like, well, you don't have to worry about it. I don't want to be your friend no more. Fuck it. And K Michelle said she didn't give a fuck. So that's where they left it at. And here's my thing. Now, I'm going to say this, and it may be an opposing opinion for some of y'all. I don't know, but I'm going to call a spade, right? Now, this issue with Kay saying that Porsha dated her ex and didn't tell her who the ex didn't tell her about it. This is what I'm going to say, right? So it's giving, not Porsha, it's giving Tammy and Evelyn, right? So Tammy met Evelyn. They started getting cool and all that other stuff. All in all, Evelyn used to fuck with her husband at one point in time. And Tammy felt some kind of way about it. I'm around you. I'm talking to you. We getting cool. We becoming friendly. And all this time you fuck my husband, basically. Well, my ex-husband. And Tammy was mad about it. And during that time, when that revelation came out on Basketball Wives, everybody was on Tammy's side about that. Regardless of the fact that Tammy ain't been married to that man for eons, everybody felt like Tammy had a right to be upset with Evelyn about not telling her about this situation. So when it comes down to K Michelle and Porsha, I do think that she had a right to feel a way about Porsha not telling her that she dated, fucked, screwed, sucked on, whatever she did with her ex. I feel like that's some information that needs to be told. Because me personally, I can't be friends with a person and not tell them that I had some things going on with their ex. Prime example, and I'm going to preface this by saying, people don't like it when I put my real life into reviews, but I just got to give you that just for a second. When I started becoming best friends with my best friend, Ramon, we dated the same guy. I dated a man that he was once engaged to. And at some points, I think we might have dated that man at the same damn time and didn't know that we were dating him at the same time. Because when he was messing with me, one day I was coming out of the bed with him. And then the same day he brought him to his damn apartment and was in the bed with him and took a picture of him and put it on Facebook. So we probably was overlapping and all types of shit. Years later, we started being friends. We started being cool through social media. And then we exchanged numbers and we started being cool. But once I realized we were starting to get really cool, I started feeling bad. So I was like, okay, I can't be cool with this boy and I can't be hanging with him if I know that we used to talk to the same guy. Whether or not I moved on from the situation years ago and so did he, I just feel like that's an elephant in the room for me. So at the end of the day, I told him about it and he didn't care. We moved on. But I know that some of y'all are going to sit up here and say, well, the difference is Tammy was married and whatever. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if a person was married or whether or not they was just in a relationship with that person. At the end of the day, if we're going to be cool, just let me know that you used to date my ex. I don't care if we were married. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I feel like she got a right to feel away if she wants to. Like, I wouldn't want, I couldn't be friends with a person without telling them that I dated someone they used to date. I think that's a code. That's the only thing that I do agree with Kay about. That's the only thing that I do agree with her about. But anything else that happened tonight, I don't agree with it. Like, I don't agree with this plot stuff because I don't know how true that shit is if it ain't true. I don't agree with her giving all of this energy to Drew and not Porsha, but I definitely agree with that. I don't give a fuck about being married. I don't give a fuck about being divorced. I don't give a fuck about boyfriend and girlfriend. For me, I don't care. If I'm finna be cool with you, I'm telling you. Some of y'all saying y'all wouldn't care. Some of y'all saying y'all don't care. I'm just speaking from my own damn self. If it was me and I'm building this relationship with you and I know I got to pass with somebody you dated, married, screwed, fuck, whatever, I'm telling you, it is what it is, you know. But different strokes for different folks. But like I said, that is the only thing that I agree with Kay about, is that situation. I do agree with her on that. But as far as, you know, that as far as everything else, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But then the next thing you know, Kelly said some shit to Porsha, and that then, you know, she put a glass in Portia's face, and you know, Kelly talking about some don't play with me, hoe, or whatever, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh God. And it said to be continued. So all I'm saying is this was a good episode. This was a good episode. I enjoyed this episode for everything. And I'm just gonna say this. I might not be agreeing with Kay on most things right now on this season, but I'm still enjoying the season. Like, I think everybody should come back, regardless of what y'all think. I know y'all hate Shamea and Kelly. I don't care. Bring them back. I know y'all hate Kay. I don't care. Bring her back. I know y'all don't like Pinky. I don't care. Bring her back. Just like y'all want them other fake four to come back, let them other folk come back. Everybody is doing what they're supposed to do to make this an entertaining show. Whether some of this shit is confusing or annoying or not, I enjoyed this damn episode. Now, Kelly was looking for a moment with Porsha. She was looking for a moment with Porsha, period. Like, looking for a moment. And I think that Porsha was finna give her one. Period. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, I guess we gotta wait till next week for more commentary on this. Now, I would like to think that I was unbiased like I was last week. I would like to think that I was unbiased on this review. I called a couple of people out on this particular review. I don't really think I think the only thing that I agreed with somebody on was the Kay and Porsha of it all with the whole ex situation. That's what I think. But that's the only thing that I agree with Kay on, because I didn't agree with her on nothing else this episode, like, at all. But you know, that's about it. Now, before we get up out of here, I just want to tell y'all, with those of you that was watching the Scene ATL last season, the cast is finalized. We got 5 new people. 5 new people. 5 new people. And I can't wait. I can't wait. And I think it's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a good show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It's gonna be a good show. Can't wait. But Jeremy don't live here. Why would he be on the show? He don't live here. But yeah, it's going to be a good show. I know one of them personally, and I know of the other. I've been around one of them, but never really had much conversation with them. And I know one because they friends with one of the people that's already on the cast, and it's one that I don't know at all, but we just follow each other on Instagram. But other than that, it's gonna be a good show. That's all I gotta say about that. And we start filming in about 3 weeks. Well, really 2 weeks, to be honest. Now $20 ain't coming back, child. $20 ain't never coming back, child. But anyway, anyhow, that's it. That's all. So with that being said, be sure to support my best friend Sammy. He has a t-shirt line called Shifted. It's exclusively available on Etsy, so make sure you guys go and pick it up. Also, be sure to pick up my book, That's Why You're Lonely, which is now available on Kindle Books as well as Amazon. The sequel will be dropping third or fourth quarter this year. We're actually working on it now. So make sure you guys go and pick up the first one that's still available on Amazon. With that being said, you guys, this be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here. Be sure to check out Giving You the Real Tea. He's coming on next, right after me. So make sure you guys go and check him out on his live. I'm out of here, y'all. Till next time. Bye.